Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for joining us today at our webinar on digital marketing. We have an excellent line of speakers today who will be sharing their insight on digital marketing. The webinar will be for 1 hour. And I would like to invite Vincent O'Brien, the Director of ICC UAE, to open the webinar. So over to you, Vincent.
Thank you very much, Habib, and everyone. You're very welcome to this very important webinar organized and delivered by ICC, the International Chamber of Commerce, the World Business Organization. And in the last year or so, it has been seen that the most effective way of reaching out for new business and to create new business relationships is actually using digital marketing. So today we have a very exciting event for you with expert speakers on this particular topic. So I'm going to hand over to the chair of our Customs and Trade Facilitation Commission, Nadia Abdulaziz, for the keynote remarks. Nadia.
Thank you, Vincent. Good morning, everybody. So delighted to have you with us, and thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to be here with us in this webinar, which is going to mainly focus on digital marketing and the importance of digital marketing and how it can transform your business. So as we all know, digital marketing is very important. In the past, the use of conventional advertising marketing was used. However, since 2007, if you look at it and beyond, there's a huge increase of how people advertise, market their companies. In 2009, 0.7% of people were advertising and marketing digitally, and now it's above 53%. So there's a huge difference, and this difference is not just because they feel like it, because they know the importance and impact on the bottom line is. So we move away today from the traditional way of marketing and advertising, and we go to the most effective and disruptive way of marketing, which is digital marketing, which will take into consideration the social media, Instagram, YouTube, search engine optimization, which is using the right keywords in your branding or your website where it links you to the customers, and the benefits of digital marketing. The benefits are huge. Of course, you will be accessible to all the people 24/7. So your website, your marketing, digital marketing will work on a 24/7 basis like a sales machine once your staff are out of the office. This is what we don't realize. Your brand will be put in par with all the global brands at a minimum cost. This is another advantage of digital marketing, cost effectiveness. If you change your branding, your messages, you can immediately adapt through digital marketing versus the conventional ways of marketing. If you have a TV ad, a print, you would have to wait and then change the brand. However, it is very adaptable. Return on investment can be measured. Google Analytics will give you all the information you need on your campaign, as well as other organizations can give you that report on any campaign used. And from our side as ICC, we will be here also to support you, to work with the reputable organizations and some of our members who are experts in this field to bring out your company brand new in terms of digital marketing. So as I mentioned, you can measure it. You can measure the clicks, pay per click, measure the viewership, measure who is watching, exactly the demographics of your target market, and you are branding yourself globally. There is no limit. If you have limited budgets, you see all the big brands advertising on TV, the SMEs cannot do that. But in social media and digital, you are in par with the global brands at minimum cost. We encourage you to work on that. We encourage you to really examine your brand and how is your digital marketing campaign, how can it be improved, and contact ICC or your organizations who are members of ICC to get support from us. Without further ado, as I mentioned, we have handpicked our speakers who will be here to assist you even after the webinar, and who will help you also build the strategy and assist you in any digital marketing campaigns. So we would like today to welcome Ms. Vanita Kisani, who is also our Vice Chair of International Chamber of Commerce, Custom and Trade Facilitation, UAE. She has more than 29 years of experience in various fields and has been in the UAE also for more than 29 years. She has 10 years of corporate experience and 11 years of business entrepreneurship experience. She is successfully running a company, her company, which is specialized in digital marketing, Go-Getters, and successfully running this company. And also it works in Dubai and it has a branch in India. She has more than 700 corporates and merchants on board in her company, where she helps them with the digital marketing online as well as offline. She ensures she gets traffic to their outlets and corporates. And she also works very closely with various chambers of commerce in India and very closely with the federal UAE chambers of commerce and ICC. Her love also, I can see, and passion is where she helps a lot of startups and SMEs. And she brings in a lot of SMEs to the United Arab Emirates and allows them to invest in the UAE. She is now, as I mentioned, one of our 4 vice chairmen on the commission, and she's also a member of the Indian Professional Business Council with also a degree in digital marketing. Please welcome with me, Ms. Vanita. Welcome, Vanita. And I would think if everybody is ready to transform their business, we should really be listening to our speakers today and taking notes. Thank you. And the floor is yours, Ms. Vanita Kisani.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Nadia. Let me just go to my slides. Let me just share the slides with you all. Good morning, everybody. And coming straight to digital marketing. I'm an SME myself, like most of you all. And the difference that I found when I was not doing digital marketing and how it excelled the moment I started doing digital marketing. Today, I will be speaking in a very simple language to all of you, which every layman can understand on digital marketing. As you'll see the slide today, over here, the digital marketing you can do from your computers or your mobile phones or your tabs or your watches. And this is basically like electricity, where you can't touch and feel, but you can just see. And from your device, that is your mobile phones, your computers and laptops, you can do the entire marketing. Marketing is creating or arousing curiosity. So basically digital marketing, you need to arouse curiosity to your customers and create a demand for the product or the services. Unless you do not arouse curiosity, people will not know what you have. So now the need and the want and the demand. How do you create this want and the demand for your product? So the need and the want of the customers are the primary driving force. Now, you know the need of a customer, and then you need to know the want of the customer. So coming to an example, I'll give you a simple example as a water. Now, if the need of a person is water and the want of the person is clean drinking water. So how do you create a demand on digital marketing, and how do you arouse people saying that you have water and you have clean drinking water? So the demand is you're going to show people that this water is basically coming from the springs because everybody loves spring water. Secondly is you're going to say that it is the purest form of water. And third, you're going to say that it is alkaline free and also manufactured in glass bottles. So, you're arousing the curiosity of people saying that I've got the best of the brand. I've got a product which is the purest form. It's coming from the springs. It is bottled in glass bottles and it is alkaline because alkaline reduces acidity. And that is how you create a demand for your product. So once you've created the demand, and now you're going to target the audience on your social platforms. Now, the best way of what you can do is when you know your product, what your product is, you're going to target the audience. So over here on digital marketing, there are various platforms where you can say that, okay, my product is only for the teenagers. So your target audience will be teenagers or children or your product is only for men, so you target only the men, or your target is for women, you target the women. And also geographical areas. If I want to market my product within Dubai or UAE, I can target the audience within UAE. If I want to target in Europe, so I'm going to select the areas in Europe where I want to market my products in those particular areas. So the target audience is very important. I'll give you a simple example. If a builder wants to market his product in UAE, and which are the platforms you're going to market it? So you need to select your platforms. You can't market your products at all the platforms. So what he's going to do is he's going to do it on the Facebook, because the buying capacity for his product may be 35 plus. So he's going to find them on Facebook. He's going to find them on Instagram, can be about 40%, and is going to find them on LinkedIn and then on Twitter. TikTok, he will not do much, because TikTok, 60% are people below 30 years, I can say that. So TikTok is not as platform, but if you take as a restaurant, definitely TikTok is a place where he can market his product on a TikTok, because most of the kids are there, and when it is a fusion in food, everybody loves it, and they are the triggers to their parents, where they're going to tell the parents, okay, take me to this particular restaurant. So TikTok is for the restaurants and also the other platforms, but not Pinterest. Pinterest, you can't market your product on a Pinterest. So you need to select your platforms, you need to select your audience and market, and marketing is vast on digital platforms. Coming to traditional marketing and social media marketing. So initially, I think just before 2000, how we used to do traditional marketing is through advertisements, radio advertisements, brochures, leaflets, flyers, telephone directory, telephone calls. Now, you need to have a huge budget to do TV ads and radio ads and brochures, but here you cannot target audience for your product, because it is randomly done. You do not know who's going to listen, who's going to, take the brochures. And I still remember during huge events, people used to demonstrate the products, and where the kids are there, children are there, and the brochures are left back after the events. The expense is very high, and low return on investment is the traditional marketing. But whereas on social media marketing, it is where you can do in various platforms like Google, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok, blogs, email marketing, pay-per-click. Then you have SEO, SEM. So there are various platforms, and there are millions of people on each platform where you can target to do your marketing. Now, coming is why social media is important. As you can see on the screen, every small businesses should have a social media strategy. 74% of the people are on, say, their devices like the laptop or mobile phones. I think 90% of them are on mobile phones. Right from the day they start till the day they end, they are on their mobile phones. So the target audience are already there and the gadget is already there in their hands. Social media allows us to reach, nurture, and engage our target audience. No matter what the location is, when a business can use a social media to connect with its audience, it can use social media to generate brand awareness, leads, sales, and also increase your revenue. Social media plays a crucial role in connecting people and developing relationship also. 70% of social media, as you have seen, log into their accounts at least once per day, and this is according to the study of 2021 by Pew Research. 74% adults are on the social platforms. So how do you build your followers? So there are various ways that you can build your followers. And say that for Facebook, if it's a personal page, you can have a maximum of 5,000 people on your personal page. And even if it goes into 5,001, Facebook sends you a notification saying that you can't accept that because you have finished your limit of 5,000. That is a personal page. And if you're trying to do market your product on a personal page, Facebook also holds you over there, and you can't market, and you will get very few likes over there, because Facebook holds that, unless there is a gain only when there is a pain. So you need to put in something to get something out. Company pages, you can have millions of followers. LinkedIn, you have only first degree connections, where you can have about 30,000 followers. And to get a larger audience, you need to have a follow button, where people will start seeing what you're sharing on LinkedIn, and there is no limit for your followers. Instagram, you can have about 7,500 followers maximum, and you can go over 10,000 followers without even buying. So the thing is that, how do you build these followers? Whatever you say, you need to experience it, and you need to stay on the brand. Be active. Do not follow for follow, in the sense, don't follow somebody because you want them to follow you. You need to follow for your product someone who likes your product, so you can market your product over there. And other platforms are like TikTok, Twitter, Snapchats. All platforms may not be for everybody. Need to evaluate which ones are potential for your business. Always create your own content. Don't cut, paste, or don't post somebody else's content on your Facebook or on your Instagram because you like it. It's not that because you want your followers to like that. You create your own content, and you can insert your products and services, maybe even in some funny situations, maybe even a cartoon character. Sometimes people love cartoon characters. You need not have a same trend of just having pictures or videos. You can change it and post even cartoon characters with your product on it. Video content is one of very strongest which creates an impact in a person when he sees a video, because video stays in a person's mind than a content, because people say that reading a content may take some time. Even if it's 100 or 150 words, it takes time for a person to read. So he says, okay, I'll come back, I will read later, and the time just goes off. So video, if it's a 3 to 4 minutes, the video has to be very interesting right from the time it starts till it ends. So you need to take the person, whoever is watching your video, throughout the video, so that he loves your video and always gives a likes or a comment to the video. And secondly, always be very responsive. Even if it's a comment or even if it's critics, you have to be responsive. Do not be very negative. Never be negative on the social media platforms. Now, the top social media platforms where there are monthly users. I mean, you can see the billions of people on each platform. And I will not go through all the numbers. Say Facebook, it's 2.7 billion, YouTube, 2 billion, WhatsApp, 2 billion. So even if you target like 0.1 or 2%, you still have your, you can build your customers, and you have your target audience there. Why customers unfollow you? So there are a lot of things why people unfollow you. That is poor content. Anything that is posted is baseless, no value. So people will not like your post. Initially, it used to happen to me. People never used to like my content on the Facebook or LinkedIn. So I used to get a little upset. But later I realized that your content has to be so interesting. Your content has to touch the emotions of a person who's reading the content or viewing the content. So this plays very good on an emotional part of it. So you need to touch the hearts and the brain of a person if you're posting anything. Content not related to the product or the services, also you get less followers. Customer service is poor, nobody to answer. So I've been seeing most of my merchants where there are nobody to answer their queries, or nobody to comment, or nobody to even to say a thank you. So there you drop your followers. You do not, you can't get followers to say like whatever you're posting. Too many ads in the middle of the video. So sometimes if a video has got about 1,000 to 2,000 likes, so YouTube definitely puts ads in between the video. So if there are too many ads, people will not like watching it. It's a waste of time. And next time when you try to send another video for people to watch on your WhatsApp, they'll say, forget it. There are too many ads, and that is how you drop your followers. Negative feedback of the product. When there's a negative feedback, always get back to the customer personally and talk to him and say that, yeah, thank you very much. We will always, try to improve. Thank you for your comment that you have given. Never be very critical because social platforms are the platforms where it can take you to the skies and bring you down straight away on the ground within a day. So critics also should be very positive. Love your followers. Too much of content posted on the product or the services, also people will not like it. And the videos to be a limit of 2 to 3 minutes, max to 4 minutes, where just to catch the attention of the people, and people will love it. Always be the way you are, be original, be truthful, accept the mistakes, apologies to the customers if something went wrong. You are the mirror of your social media. So whatever you are, social platforms, social media sees, even if it's your product. If I am a very good person, but my product is bad, or my product is very good, and I have various pictures on my platforms which people will not accept it. Maybe for example, having a cigarette in my hand or having a alcohol glass in my hand, people will not like it. However good my product is, people will not like it. So always you are the mirror of your social media. So last of all, I've touched on various key points and why MSME should focus on social media and get a vast target audience, and also increase your business and the revenues even in a very short time. So I hope I've gone through a few topics. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Vanita, for an excellent presentation. As you mentioned, depending on the product, we can select which medium to advertise in on the digital platforms. And the content is very important. Of course, what you put outside in the public is what your brand is going to portray. So we need to be very careful, but this is a great opportunity. And we have agencies who can really cater to SMEs in line with our budgets. I know because of COVID, a lot of us are cutting down on costs, and this is not something that we're anticipating. But when we do offer special rates for our members through reputed organizations, we will all be able to do some sort of digital marketing for our corporates. Our second renowned speaker is His Excellency, Mr. Zolfakar Gadiyali, which is a multi-faceted techno-art businessman and entrepreneur, donning multiple of hats. So he's in different areas of investments. He also has his own business and interests, and his business spans in different countries and diverse sectors across all countries. He is a social entrepreneur and a social innovator who aspires to create a significant social impact on countries and their citizens. So you know that we've handpicked you our speakers, and His Excellency also seasoned in investment management, and he's a professional having managed several funds and investments initiatives across sectors worldwide. He's a graduate of the prestigious Cornell University. His Excellency also has always given supreme importance to education, training by immersing himself in various programs and by being a torchbearer in leading educational initiatives like Lycée Educational Technology. His Excellency also is the Global Peace Ambassador, being the first ever ambassador, and he is also the founding member of the Commission for Peace Innovation Initiatives for the United Nations University of Peace. He also holds the title of Managing Director of One World Business Group, which is a social impact investment and development platform. And His Excellency also has a lot of social endeavors and has loaded many events, attended many global events, and has gained a lot of awards at various global forums and has been recognized regionally as well as globally. Please welcome His Excellency, Mr. Zolfakar. The board is yours. Welcome.
Hello, everyone. Good morning and Assalamu alaikum to everyone. And to most of you today celebrating the beginning of a new beautiful year, an Islamic New Year. What an auspicious day to select this wonderful webinar for us today. I think with the beginning of this wonderful new year, we hope and we pray that it is definitely better than the last year or two that we've all had. And I understand there has been a lot of pain in the marketplace. All of us, most of us, are forced to reevaluate our business models. Most of us have even opted for newer business ideas. And we have decided to look into various new aspects of life. In a way, I believe that a lot of people have been forced to look at various newer ways and revolutionary ideas to incorporate, to support their businesses, not just to grow their businesses, but we have come to a situation which is bringing us to a standstill, which means we are forced to look at the ways in which we do our business. It all started for me way back in 2016, when as a investment officer, as a head of investments for the Royal Office in Abu Dhabi, I took a conscious decision that I will shift most of my businesses towards emerging technology, because at a very early stage in my own business cycle, I realized that there are already best of the best who are already doing the best things. I cannot go and teach Shell and Mobil how to make oil, or I cannot teach them how to make hydrocarbons better than me. So they're already the best in their business. So there was no point competing with the best. So we decided to enter into the business models and businesses which were going to be the new era businesses, which are going to be the new businesses for the world. And that's what I call the next practices. So we were never in the business of chasing the best practices. But apart from that, we were in the business of working and looking aspects of next practices. And that's when, luckily for us, we started to move into emerging technologies, technologies which support businesses. In layman term, you can call them aggregating business, like what we call the Ubers of the world. You heard of Airbnb. Uber doesn't own any cars. They don't even own the drivers, yet they are selling the cars and the rides. So we realized very soon in our businesses that it's going to be the business of aggregators that will remain the most important business. And besides this, the most important consideration behind everything that we were doing was to focus on impact investing. The businesses which involves more and more job creation instead of just profits. So when I looked at the presentation from my staff, everybody was instructed, tell me not just about the profits that we will generate, but also tell me how it will impact the world at large. Will it create sustainability? Will it last longer? Will it add jobs? Will it create employment? Will it create other avenues for stakeholders in the community that we're doing business? And these are some of the conscious decisions that we took, some of the steps that we took, which by grace of God, alhamdulillah, it helped us to secure our businesses from any event or any adverse effects. But we soon realized that it's not just traditional modes of selling businesses or doing businesses. I often see a lot of, especially the large corporations, who are often in a situation where they face a lot of problems and challenges because they're just simply waiting for the customers to enter their shops. And during the pandemic, they were the most affected. And the majority of the pain was felt in the medium and small enterprises. And that's when even we have decided to support those businesses. We started to work on concepts which can help those kind of businesses. So we all agreed to the point, and after listening to Ms. Vinita, we all agreed to the fact that it is what it is, and it is the global way of doing business now, which is digital. Luckily, we in the UAE were blessed with a quick and a very rapid adoption of technology. But if you look at the global adoption of technology, it's still at just a staggering 40-45%. Still, there's a lot of scope for businesses to accept and adapt to the digital aspects and digital modes of marketing and development. well, yes, a lot of people moved on to, like, especially the food services business, moved more on apps like in UAE, we have the Deliveroos, we have we have businesses like what we call the Ubers, Eats and stuff. So they started to log into those kind of businesses. But that was the only way they thought they would adopt technology. However, we at in our businesses, we have what we call Cinemod. It's a technology that we developed. So instead of going for just setting up a website, we started to help companies to create a walk-in showroom, because people are used to going to their shops. You are, as a person, you're used to going to your daily morning grocery shop or your coffee shop. You know, you have a certain ritual in your life. You get up in the morning, you want to go down to Starbucks, grab your fruit, grab your coffee, grab your newspaper. So you don't want to hurt that routine. So we said, let's not just give a website, but also create a walk-in showroom, you know, a digital second life, you know. So while people were stuck in various ways in their houses, they were not able to move out, but we gave them a chance to live a parallel life. So that kind of picked up very well for us, and it is doing perhaps 500% profits for us at the moment. Some such business decisions that we took a few years ago, we worked on AI and artificial intelligence driven projects and virtual reality based projects, which are kind of giving us a lot of benefits now, and thanks to our team's adoption, you know, on the early stage of technology. But I think the major challenge initially that we also faced, even despite having all the resources, having all the kind of support systems, still we realized that we were unable to, you know, cope up with the demand and the supply issues. And again, one other bigger challenge was sourcing the raw materials. It's not just the front end, finding the buyers, but another challenge was to source the raw materials as well, because everything was standstill. I think the way we connected in a blockchain-based scenario today, I think it's gone beyond any imagination. It's not just a website, it's not just the digital Google SEO promotion and stuff that gets you business. It's about predictive analysis. It's about analyzing the demand and supply. Like in some of our businesses, so for example, we have 3 different verticals. One vertical which makes a lot of agricultural products like food processing industry. So in that, what we have seen is we make dry fruits, for example. So we realized that during the period of Eid, during the period of other festivals in Dubai, we felt extremely higher demand for those items. But in other times, there was a lesser demand. So it's also helped us to predict at what month, what should be our production capabilities. So I think that also helps, you know, when you have adopted the AI in your business operation and not just going for SEOs and business promotion simply, because money earned is money saved, and it reflects at the end of the day to your balance sheet and your profitability. So I think we should also adopt, you know, the predictive analysis and the ideas which, of course, the AI helps us to, you know, predict our consumption. We can anticipate our supplies, and we can anticipate the demands as per that. All I have learned in my last 2 years of very challenging times is that it's the connect that you can have with your buyers. Ms. Vinita rightly pointed out that a lot of people will lose interest, or you will not get enough attraction from the customers if they found that there is no underlying idea or there is no underlying story behind your product. Like in our analysis, when we were willing to invest in some of the luxury brands, what we realized, the biggest challenge was that today's millennials, they don't care about any expensive brands. The biggest question the millennials ask today is it ethically sourced? Is it that this company produces in some countries which have a bad track record on human trafficking or child labor? Are they involving child labor? You know, are they ethically sourcing their products and raw materials? Are they giving fair wages? Are they employing women enough and giving gender equality? So these are some of the questions that today's millennial is interested before making a decision to buy a product or opt for certain services. You know, so it's not just about the Gucci's and Pradas of the world anymore. You know, they will still not want to buy these products if they felt that those brands are not being ethical. So ethical business practices is also a very important thing. And if your product has that, if your product has that kind of a quality, then please highlight it to your customers, because they are flooded with options in the marketplace today. They have multiple ideas and multiple products in front of them. Why would they buy your product? It's only if they can connect with the story behind it. Like, for example, recently we just announced another brand, and after due deliberation, after spending millions of dollars on marketing ideas and ideations, finally we came up with a brand name called Organic and Ethical. Now you tell me, where was the great brainstorming required for that, But ultimately the team felt that the most important message today is being organic and being ethical, And the moment we announced that brand name, we are getting so much of traction from early stage investors who wants to participate with us because they simply believe this is going to be a huge success, this product, the moment it is launched. Inshallah, we'll be launching soon in next 2-3 months. So the idea is that the product that are food items, which are vegetarian items, are absolutely organically sourced. And the meats are not just organically sourced and organically reared, but at the same time, they're ethically slaughtered and they're ethically reared as well. So this will automatically connect to our buyer. We don't have to have very fancy marketing campaign after that, because simple, the brand itself gives, the name itself gives that message. So all I'm trying to build to the conclusion is that we need a strong messaging, not just in our campaign, but also in our brand name that we select, and also the product name or the services name that we come up with. Also, I would draw your attention to the fact that it is also very important to understand the local sensitivities, especially when companies, they come to the UAE and launch their product. I'm not saying UAE is a different people, that they have 5 legs or 6 hands. It's nothing like that. They're as human beings like you and me, and Middle East is no different from anywhere else in the world. But yes, it has some of its own sensitivities. It has some of its own cultural boundaries that one has to respect. So the campaign that worked for you in, let's say, in Europe may not work for you in Middle East. So you also have to understand who your target audience is. And if you take that into consideration, understand the markets, understand where you're selling your product, and not just where you're selling, but what are the dynamics, what are the age groups you're targeting as well. So it's very important that you have not just what we call product categorization, but also your demographic categorization, which helps you to understand who's your target audience and how well you can service to them. Sometimes I've seen some of my products and ideas that we launched did not give us the right desired results, despite having best of the qualities, despite having best of the branding, packaging. And the only reason why we realized that it didn't work out, it's simply because we did not have an underlying story as to why this product they should buy. So it's very important that you define a very compelling story behind your product. Why, like how your journey came up. Perhaps identify, how you came up with that idea, how you came up with that concept. So it's very important that people want to see that. The more natural you are, gone are the days when people wanted to see some TV actor or a superhero coming on the screen and flying out of the buildings and telling you, okay, you have to use this product if you want to become strong like me. No. Instead, rather, I would advise highlight what are the, if it's a health product, identify what are the benefits of having this product, and give them the reason why and who should not have it. So sometimes it also helps if you tell people who should not have this product or why you should not have that product as well. Not just telling people why you should always have that product. That also helps to an extent. So that is another way of looking at marketing campaign. I'll give you a simple example how it worked for us. When I just say go negative, that doesn't mean that you start to highlight bad parts of your product, which there may not be. But when I say build a negative, sometimes build a negative image is because, like recently, we just saw Etihad coming up with a very smart marketing campaign. They said, we will not take you on board if you are not vaccinated. Now, it's like very repulsive in an advertisement, But at the end of the day, it shows how caring Etihad is. It shows that how Etihad cares for its passengers, that they're even ready to let go the business of people who are not vaccinated. So that's what I meant when I said sometimes you have to be repulsive in your campaign, but that's what actually attracts more customers towards you and more businesses towards you. So yes, I totally agree that digital marketing is the way forward, but in the digital marketing as well, like everybody's headed towards digital marketing. Everybody's Everyone understands the importance of having SAP, having MIS, Management Information System. Everyone understands today going for Google SEO search. But most important is your product at the end of the day. What is the message that you can drive with your product? And if you have that in place, trust me, you will have more and more business coming your way. All you need to do is then just create access points via Instagram, via LinkedIn, via Facebook, via all these kind of avenues. The BTL marketing seems to be working more faster and better than the ATL, above the line, basically. I've noticed that some of the companies who are in the business of hoardings and billboards are suffering at the moment, but they have also moved on towards a more concentrated digital marketing space, and I think they are more happy about it. So yeah, I mean, there's definitely a trend, not just from the B2C aspect, but also from the B2B. There are a lot of new ideas and innovative platforms that are evolving today. Very recently, we realized that with the stress on the spending powers worldwide, more and more companies are, instead of going for very expensive marketing campaigns, they are looking at focusing more on passing that budget of marketing as a discount to the buyers. So you can have a simple strategy where whatever was your marketing concept, let's say if you had 20% or 25% of the marketing, budget, you can perhaps use a part of that money to pass that kind of discounts to your buyers and customers. So I think that also will help to an extent, to attract more customers. This is from my experience personally. Ms. Vinita talked about not getting enough likes on LinkedIn. And it's so very funny, like LinkedIn, I mean, I'm on LinkedIn since last 10 years, maybe since its inception or more than that. What I've realized, and of course, I have crossed my 30,000 long back, and I have more than 35,000 followers now. What I realized is that every time when I made a post, or every time I put up an information, I got maybe 15, 20, 100, 200 likes, not more than that. But every time I put a post with my own picture, it crossed 600, 700 likes, 1,000 likes. Every time I came up with a video or I put a picture with some influential person, I got maybe 3,000, 4,000 likes. So it's all about visibility. It's all about how it is presented. The message can still be the same message, but it's all about how you present it. So it kind of was a learning experience for me as well as to how it works, because the major attraction while scrolling on the homepage is how you can retain or capture someone's attention. So it's all about capturing the attention, and if you can grab that attention, it's like in a simple terms, when you're in the mall, you're competing with 20 stores of the same business, you will put out 70% sale or 80% sale tag. Well, it's just a way to get the customers inside your store. And the things which are on 80% sale is actually nobody even want to look at that kind of stuff. But that's how you attract people to come inside your store. And I think that was one way of attracting and capturing attention of people. So same ways it can work on digital forum as well. And you can try that. You can say 80% off on select items. It has worked on some of our businesses. I know it sounds very, I don't know, negative to an extent, but trust me, it helps attract customers into your store. And then, of course, there is going to be a high quality stuff that you have in your website or in your digital store, and people will be more tempted to go for those items as well. I mean, it's a good try to have at the end of the day. So all in all, I can say is that there is not just a one set formula that you can use. There is no one such a particular way which can work. Sometimes it doesn't work. But developing innovative online marketing strategies is the key to success in the present era. It unleashes various opportunities for small businesses, especially. Even those with low budget and human resources, digital marketing is popularly becoming an important contributor in reaching out to potential customers, no matter where the business is located. Unlike conventional marketing, its effective implementation is based on the deep understanding of market outlook and customer behavior, integrated with the use of, let's say, new age technology tools and methods. Considering the capabilities and importance of digital marketing, I believe there's an increasing need for adopting tools and methods that can result in the efficacy of marketing campaigns. That's why, to hone the marketing strategy, the business owners are leveraging automation and reducing human intervention to manage daily tasks. Automation comes as an indispensable platform in restructuring digital marketing activities that further nurtures sales, leads, and business communication messages with, of course, personalized content. Moreover, it reduces the tendency of task repetition and delayed timelines. I think digital marketing for business is not a cakewalk. It's not easy, trust me. It is much more than making social media pages presentable, going beyond businesses involved in rigorous digital marketing activities, work to generate higher revenues at a faster rate while keeping the budget low. To achieve a higher ROI with positive results, businesses need to align their team and strategies with technology. Marketing automation fulfills these tasks by simply integrating data and processes that automate marketing tasks. Owing to the digitization across sectors, the market of automation in marketing is witnessing a tremendous rise. In my own studies and several researches that I have read, the market size of global automation is now valued at almost $10 billion, and it's going to grow more and more. The automation softwares are available in various ways. It will definitely help you in a much bigger ways. It's more important that it makes life easier for you. It improves your time efficiency. It ensures effectiveness in spending your budgets and affecting your ROIs. It definitely gets you more and more leads. It definitely refines marketing strategy. And it basically gives you a very targeted audiences. It gives you a very, very concentrated marketplace which you can leverage to your advantage. So, sorry, I realized there was an issue with my video. Am I visible now?
Now we can see you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, because today I'm in my separate office. But I can go on giving experiences. I don't know how much time I have, and I don't want to cross my time limits, but I am just talking from my personal experiences and feedbacks that I got from my team. I could have read definitely a very fancy speech, but I thought it's very important that people should get an idea of the real-time challenges that we faced and what ways it works for us, in a real-time situation. Having 177 companies under my portfolio in the UAE and across the world, having multiple offices in UK, US, India, in Morocco, in Africa, and in Korea and in Copenhagen. Across the world, the general trend is that SMEs are the worst affected and mom and pop shops are the worst affected businesses. But some of them, especially in Asia, and I must tell you that the most encouraging trend has emerged from Asia today, where small businesses have come together. They've created these WhatsApp groups. They've created these social media groups to encourage and support businesses. That's also digital marketing. But I'm saying that was a crisis management. Yes, I understand. But now it's time to go for much more concentrated marketplace. And that's where the role of new AI technologies. We are about to launch a couple of new ideas very soon in the marketplace, which will help companies to monetize themselves in a better way. Having said that, I want to thank ICC for giving me this fantastic opportunity to present my views. And I wanted to just bring out a practical dimension to this, to grow more businesses, to grow marketplace, to have access to businesses worldwide. We at Go-Getters, which is headed by Ms. Vinita, she is a very able hands who's taken the challenge of supporting small and medium enterprises. And thank you, ICC, for supporting Go-Getters in its quest to achieve the task of attracting small and medium enterprises. I am currently in India on a tour, of course, of my UN mission, as well as with the mission on supporting various MSMEs. What I realized is that lots of companies have lost touch with their marketplace, and that's where Go-Getters kind of a platform comes in the picture, where they support you with offline as well as online marketing. And it's all about having touch points. It's all about having access to the marketing and marketplace. And that's where your focus should be as an entrepreneur. As much as visibility, as much as access. It's all about visibility. It's all about the more you're visible, the more you are accessible. The more you're accessible, the more you are acceptable. That's what I can say at the end. So thank you again for your time, and special thanks to the team at ICC and Ms. Nadia Al-Aziz for Abdulaziz, sorry, for this wonderful opportunity, and Vinita for this initiation. And I'm available for any support or anything that I can do in my humble capacity. More than happy to support the best I can. Thank you again for your time, everyone. Have a great and pleasant day.
Thank you, Your Excellency. And we will definitely be in touch. I see some of the inquiries that they want a digital marketing course. We will have a workshop definitely organized on digital marketing and social media. So stay tuned and we will do that. Of course, as His Excellency mentioned, it's how we create the vibe. It's the strategy. It's where you're seen, which platform in line. Is it in sync with your target market? Does it give you return on investments? And all of this needs to be continuously measured and updated. It's not like I'm going to use YouTube and I'm going to continue with YouTube for the rest of the campaign. It might change depending on the season also. When there is a peak season, high demand for your service or product, increase the social marketing campaign in order to get more results and people actioning the clicks. You can measure it all. This is the beauty versus the traditional advertising. You can only know how many people read or assume how many people have read the campaign. However, using digital, you can know how many people read it, how many people clicked on various links, how many clicks turned into purchases, and the impact on your bottom line, and with minimum cost. So this is a very, very effective tool with the COVID impact. And I would say with the COVID impact in the UAE, of course, across the globe, using the internet and e-commerce has more than increased. In the UAE, because of COVID, it has increased threefold. Demand for certain products, home appliances, entertainment appliances, furnitures, etc. Food, gourmet food deliveries has increased. We see all of these groceries deliveries has increased. Why? Because of the use of the internet, digital marketing, digital purchases, e-commerce, and where the logistic companies come in place, where they also should connect with the traders who are going online, the last mile delivery people. So we will be working on connecting the logisticians, the last mile delivery with the traders, and we will be, of course, hosting digital marketing workshops, of course, because I know a lot of us who are not from the millennials, who are not very internet savvy or social media savvy, have difficulties to do that for our companies, or have difficulties in understanding the science behind that. And the younger generations are so savvy that they can do it without even an agency in place, and they manage amazing SMEs, and they have grown using the social media. Many housewives have started businesses using social media, Snapchat, Instagram, and made a lot of money out of that. And it has increased also during the pandemic because everybody is hooked onto their mobiles or the internet. We're going to have a question and answer session, which will be around 10 minutes, and it will be moderated by Dr. Satish Mapara, Globe Apex Management Consultant and founder, and also he is been working with ICC for many years, and he's the Secretary General for ICC. Please welcome Mr. Satish Mapara, who will be handling the question and answer session, who has a lot of experience in business consultancy, management, restructuring. Welcome, Dr. Satish.
Thank you very much, Nadia, for a nice introduction. At the beginning, I would like to say that whatever His Excellency has described, the entire concept by giving practical examples as to what the true meaning of digital marketing, vis-a-vis what Vinita has explained, both of them, when you combine together, you will see a total concept coming into the minds of more or less everyone. It is needless to say that, of course, the COVID-19 practically, which started from the early 20, and it is still there, is almost 20 months over. And that particular problem or the catastrophe that created the whole world economy, but how digital marketing has played fundamental roles to change the entire structure of selling, buying, you name it, entertainment, you name it, it is for the children, for the females, for the males, for the old people, everyone. Both of them have covered the larger topics of the digital marketing. It's a very simple way to say that digital marketing in a very simple language is nothing but it includes the marketing efforts which use the electronic devices in the internet. All businesses are usually trying to capitalize now on all the possible digital channels, which are emails, Facebook, WhatsApp, LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube, Twitters, any websites, or any search engines, or any portals, and it connects current and the potential customers. It is most important that you should learn out of digital marketing. It is very, very cost effective. Number two, it can reach to a very large audience, and at the same time, it in relation to the fact that it is measurable. You cannot have any other conventional method which can measure you the money that you spend and the benefit that you get. The cost revenue analysis is not possible in case of traditional mode of marketing, but in digital, you can measure area, you can measure the product, you can measure the company, you can measure the competition, you name it. Having said that, I would now like to highlight only possibly maybe one or two questions that I will raise to both of them. And I'm sure that both these intelligent people who are there right now with us, they'll be able to respond very, very scientifically. At the same time, I'm sure that they will focus their reply to my specific question. Coming back now, the first question coming to His Excellency, the subject is like this: what are the current challenges and the opportunities available globally during the next 4 critical months of 2021 and for the first and second half of 2022, keeping in mind Expo 2020, the global event for Dubai in particular, and of course for UAE in general? Can you please elaborate? Thank you. Over to you, Mr. His Excellency.
Yeah, sure. So I believe that the most critical businesses, given the fact that Expo is coming forward, I think in general, also in last 6 months, the way we have seen the trends coming together, I think more and more food businesses are doing absolutely well. And the ancillary services business to large corporations, like I've seen there is a new build-up coming up for construction materials. So we have seen a lot of inquiries from construction companies and the building material suppliers, especially from countries like India, Vietnam, Philippines, and even some African nations have approached us as well. So yeah, that's definitely the trend for everything that will be required in the next 6 months to recharge or rejuvenate the economy as a whole. I think that will be the most critical businesses. With the advent of the festival season coming in within the next couple of months, I think, again, bringing back to the fact that the food companies, especially the ones in the organic sector, are seeing a huge jump, because what has happened is during the pandemic, somehow I've seen the trend that people are getting more health conscious. We've seen a lot of precautionary measures being taken by people now compared to just a curative method. People are not just popping pills just to stay alive, but just not to die, but now to stay alive and keep themselves fit. So we've also, in fact, in the last 2-3 months, we have also signed up with the businesses which are for healthcare, which are for preventive healthcare, most importantly. We've also seen enhanced businesses for organic food, ethically sourced food. We are also seeing more products from, like I said, which helps recharge the economy, which means more and more construction activity should begin in next couple of quarters. So we are assuming in the lead up to the Expo in the UAE, especially in the UAE and all the way across GCC, we'll see a resurgence of construction activity. So yes, building materials and all allied activities will see a great surge. Dr. Mapar, have I answered your question? Like any part that I missed?
Yeah, the only one point, if you could just tell us in a minute's time, that overall the Expo 2020 is going to be lasting for 6 months. The last quarter of this year and the first quarter of the next year, how will that affect digital marketing impact it will create on Expo 2020?
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, so most importantly, I think today the Expo is doing what? It's bringing millions of people together. But what else we're not understanding is that using the Expo platform, in fact, I've given this presentation to the Expo team as well a year ago, and they very happily accepted our ideas, was that and then of course, we could not take the discussions forward because of paucity of time on our end as well. But what we are doing at the moment is we are trying to create a virtual Expo. In fact, there is a technology that we are finalizing at the moment. So the idea is to have a virtual Expo as well, which will allow companies to meet each other in a real-time scenario. And I'm not just talking, I have actually will be launching it very soon. So what I'm trying to tell you, Dr. Mupara, is that while Expo is bringing people physically together, there's a need for a virtual Expo to identify the importance of people coming together, and what better than the site of Expo. So we at Go-Getters also are thinking on those lines to create a virtual Expo, whereby create a real-time visibility for the companies while the Expo is on. So it's all about having these value-added ideas on piggybacking the Expo. But like I already identified that digitization and digital marketing is the way forward, and there is no better way than getting visibility and market access in the shortest possible time. So this is the way forward. Yes, an Expo is definitely going to set the stage. It's not the end, it's the beginning, basically, like how one destination will become a global destination for marketing and promotion and trade promotion. Why just have an Expo for 10 days or 5 days or 1 month when you can have it for year around? In fact, if many of us knows that some of the countries have already gone for permanent expos as well. So countries like India, China, Saudi Arabia, they will have a permanent expos, in those sites. So realizing the importance. But as a company, you cannot be there 24/7. You cannot be there for the whole year, So it's better to have a digital presence. And of course, we as a Go-Getters, we are happy to even support companies to have that kind of presence, while we are there to take care of things for them. So definitely, piggybacking on the Expo's grand success, which it will be, inshallah, it is very important to establish the digital presence now, because that will provide a year-round promotion and experiences, if I may answer it that way.
I think you have really very accurately now responded back to a fundamental question, that physical attendance and the virtual attendance, which will be a superb benchmark through the digital marketing. And that is precisely the reply which we as ICC wanted the audience to get it. And you have put it very accurately. Thank you. Coming back to Vinita, my question reads like this, that how do you wish e-commerce companies expected to offer latest tools of digital marketing for MSMEs of UAE and India, which are controlling virtually 80% of the economic growth? And when these MSMEs are still in infant stages, to fully understand the awareness and the familiarization and the takeoff stages of these digital marketing tools. I hope it's clear. Now you can take the stage.
Thank you, Dr. Mupara. And yes, see, as I've just focused on the platforms one needs to focus on and build the market, building a platform for a MSME is highly impossible. Secondly is whatever product or the content he has got, probably one-time marketing might reach up to 10,000 likes. And what normally an MSME does or an SME does is stop marketing, because they think that is the ultimate, getting about 10,000 likes or 5,000 likes, and they stop marketing. Marketing never stops. Marketing is like a game. You need to keep on marketing and marketing and marketing and hit the targets. So if the SMEs and also as His Excellency Mr. Zulfikar has also said, we at Go-Getters help the MSMEs, the SMEs reach their target, and we help them to build their followers, target audience, and also on their product. So even if they focus on their products, we are here to take them through, walk with them till they reach their goal. Definitely 80% of the economic growth in any country is by the SMEs, and we are always there to help them right from the incubator place till they reach the target or their goal.
I think this is very well said, what you explained. I don't think that because of the paucity of time, I really wanted to seek the opinion for a second question for both of you, but I think there is no time available. So what I would like to conclude, from this single question that I asked to both of you, that it is a very, very challenging task for the UAE in general, but particularly for the Dubai government in particular, that how the impact of COVID will create further impact during the last quarter and the first quarter is anyone's guess. But to give the maximum mileage, maximum benefits to the people who have invested heavily, including the government of Dubai, they have to necessarily go not only for the physical attendance, but necessarily to the digital attendance and put a virtual platform where any part of the world, any individual wants to see what is Expo 2020, they should be able to walk into individual country pavilion and individual shops or the stalls which are kept. By doing that, probably you have reached the maximum mileage out of the heavy investments that the people would have put in this particular expo. I think this is a very, very good subject that ICC have picked up. And I'm very sure that with one or two more such sessions, we will be able to create not only the awareness for their new startups, but we have to see that those who are already startups should go to the next scale of operations and see that what best can be done for both the countries in general, that is particularly India and UAE, which are so closest and which are very vibrant economy. But of course, it has to definitely create a lot of advantages to all the participating countries and non-participating countries, particularly the African continent and also the Australia and New Zealand and the fast countries. Having said that, I would like to go back to my admin team and also to Mr. Habib to just go to the next stage and see what can be concluded by vote of thanks, and Samir can take over the lead now.
Thank you, Satish. Before Samir gives us the vote of thanks, thank you, Mr. Satish. I have a gut feeling that I'm sure there will be some augmented reality thing incorporated with the expo where people will be, because of COVID, I'm sure there will be some sort of augmented reality where you can go and see things while you're at home or in another country due to the COVID. I'm sure that aspect will be incorporated because we're talking about technology and the latest technology. I have a feeling that these ideas will be incorporated. Of course, tickets are open for people to buy for their guests or for them to attend the expo. And people are able to attend the expo even prior to the official opening. Thank you, everybody, for being here with us. We will have Mr. Samir Shahid, who is a partner of Elliott Hadi Shahid Chartered Accountants, member of Elliott Global Alliance, having presence in 82 countries around the world. Mr. Samir Shahid was also having 20 years of professional experience. He is also our vice chair of the International Chamber of Commerce, Custom and Trade Facilitation, who will be closing this session. However, please stay tuned with us for anything that you need in terms of support, ideas, etc. Please contact ICC Custom and Trade Facilitation Commission UAE. Thank you. Samir, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Nadia. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the International Chamber of Commerce, Trade and Logistics Commission, I would like to thank all of you for attending this informative webinar. As our speakers have mentioned, the importance of social media in today's growing trend and the 360-degree shift from the traditional marketing to digital marketing, and targeting wider audience, giving greater impact on every business when the when the quality service is given as per customer needs. I would like to thank my colleague Nadia Abdulaziz, His Excellency Zolfakar Gadiyali, and Vinita Bhatia, and all other speakers for today's webinar and their great informative input. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Yes, Nadia.
Yes, thank you, Samir. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Your Excellency, for being here with us and enlightening us on the latest initiatives and ideas on digital marketing. Thank you, Ms. Vinita. Thank you, Mr. Satish. Thank you for the entire team of ICC. Thank you to our delegates who are online. I promise you, we will be having MOUs with reputed digital marketing organizations to give you the best rates available within everybody's reach that can at least enhance our businesses during these difficult times. And please stay tuned. We will be having more online virtual webinars as well as training courses. Looking forward to see you again. Thank you for being here with us. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Everybody.